Good morning, students. How are you feeling today? Good. Well, some will say good, some will say, Miss, I'm doing well. Some will also state pretty good. Well, saying good is a positive, polite, and common response. Saying good is grammatically correct if you mean that you are happy and pleasant. Today, we are talking about emotional well being. What does it include? It includes feeling happy or content, working productively and fruitfully, making a contribution to the community, realizing one's achievements and abilities, coping with stresses of life. Dear students, read the example in the text of Anjali's example. This Anjali's example clearly shows how anxiety affected her studies. So, emotional well being means managing our emotions, both positive and negative one, so that we can lead a healthy and productive life. Look at this picture. It says to maintain happiness, relaxation, prosperity, more fun, joy, abundance, laughter, kindness, self belief, creativity, mindfulness, friendship, enthusiasm, motivation, confidence, and love. Emotional wellness remains in three areas: your mind, body, and behavior. Emotional well being means managing your own emotions, both positive and negative ones, so that we can lead a healthy and productive life. How do we achieve emotional well being? Well, there are various techniques that have been found to be helpful in regulating our emotions at physical level, emotional level, and social level. Let us first talk about the physical level. Exercising releases endorphin, a chemical that makes us feel good and also acts as an essential stress buster to negative emotions like sadness, guilt, or anxiety. Students, eating a well balanced, healthy diet to provide adequate nutrition and avoid health issues is must. On emotional level, managing stress by raising levels of motivation, engaging in meaningful activities and hobbies, and connecting with the optimistic people that help you develop. Remember, practicing mindfulness and staying connected with the present rather than ruminate on the past, thus raising our emotional health. On the social level, building meaningful relationships with others provide us with the emotional support and boost our morale. Volunteering and engaging in pro social acts develops our self esteem, confidence level, reduces depression, and develop feelings of gratitude. Now, what are the benefits of emotional well being? Well, an individual who is high on emotional well being will experience various benefits. Number one, coping with the stress. These people use healthy methods like talking to friends, exercise, etc. to cope with the stress. Second point, better self regulation. They are able to deal with emotions such as anxiety, anger, and fear without allowing the emotions to overpower them. They can label how they feel and accept these negative emotions as being a normal part of life. Number three, increases productivity. Feeling positive makes them feel energized, which helps in the performance of various tasks like studying, playing, etc. Number four, increase creativity. They can think of different strategies to solve a problem when one fails. And number five, life satisfaction. Dear students, these people are able to build relationships and have deep personal connections. They perform activities like volunteering in social service or philanthropic activities, which helps them to give purpose and meaning to their life. Students, we are moving towards the next topic, which is very serious one on emotional abuse. Have you ever been caught in a situation where none of your friends were talking to you and you felt so helpless? Have you ever seen somebody getting bullied in front of you? Can you understand what the person must have felt that time? Has it ever happened to you that you have started conversation with one group and they pretended that they just can't hear you? My dear students, if the answer for above questions is yes, then it is depicted emotional abuse. Now here, emotion is used as a weapon of choice to control the other person. So the examples we have seen just now are not using any physical form of abuse, but they can be termed as an emotional abuse. Now there are two types of violence that has been used. One is verbal and second one is non-verbal. What happens in verbal violence? Yelling, insulting, swearing, publicly embarrassing and blaming, causing fear, threatening are some forms of verbal violence. In case of non-verbal violence, rejection of the person, pretending not to notice, and ignoring conversation, isolation, bullying, digital spying are some form of non-verbal violence. Students, you have to be always careful when all these things happens around you. Sometimes you feel guilty for standing up for yourself. You think that you deserve the treatment. You believe that nobody would want to be with you. Now the question that comes about, how to deal with emotional abuse? The first one, accept that abuse is not your responsibility. Don't justify the person who is abusing you. The problem lies with them, not with you. Point number 2, disengage and set personal boundaries. Remain away from these people. Point number 3, decide that you will respond to the abuser confidently, assertively, and try to seek distance from such people. Number 4, don't give immediate reaction to the abuser. When you get immediate reaction, the person knows that you can be annoyed and then they try to trigger you. So best don't give immediate reaction to the abuser. Number 5, give yourself time to heal. It takes time. It takes time to cool down. So always remember, give yourself time to heal. Number 6, seek professional help and guidance. You have many friends. Talk to your friends or teachers or family members who will support you. You can also seek professional help from your school or college counselor. And number 7, practicing self-care like going for a walk, eating the right food or listening to music reduces the symptoms of anxiety. Giving importance to your self-care could be very important for overcoming emotional abuse. Please keep in mind the most important point to deal with emotional abuse is breaking the silence and standing up for your own self. I repeat, breaking the silence and standing up for your own self. Now, next is managing emotions. Managing emotions can be defined as the ability to open to feelings and modulate them. What is modulation? To tune them to in oneself and others so as to promote personal understanding and growth. Students, do you remember? Last year we had talked about emotional intelligence. Now this emotional intelligence involves the ability to understand and manage one's emotion. It is linked to everything from academic achievement to major decision making skills in life. So students, managing emotion is an art as well as a science. Now how it is an art? As it is a form of expression. Our feelings make our life beautiful and help us to stay grounded as humans and to all around us. However, it is also a skill that needs to be learned. It doesn't come automatically. Giving it a structured scientific approach. It needs to be acquired with practice to maintain a balance and harmony between the mind and the body. So dear students, today we have talked about what is emotional well-being. In today's days, almost all are having different challenges in life. And then emotional well-being plays important role. Let us go through the quote for today. It says, laughter is a powerful way to tap positive emotions. I repeat, laughter is a powerful way to tap positive emotions. Let's go to the assignments. Assignment number 5.2. Write short notes on the following in 50 to 60 words. First one, managing emotions. Second one, benefits of emotional well-being. Answer the following in 50 to 60 words. The question is, after having realized you are emotionally abused by your best friend, write the steps you will take to deal with it. Students, for this answer, you have to read the lesson properly and give your personal response. Thank you, students. Have a nice day.